So this isn't an attempt at the green. Like this won't count in the scoring stuff.
Oh, okay. You're just trying to make it go
well,
forward.
I've just got to try and get it out there.
You just make moving it forward.
Sit down. What month is it?
May. Well, June. Just about June, isn't it?
Jesus Christ. Guys, welcome to another video. We are taking cover for 5 minutes, although this looks like it's set. We were in the middle of doing another test. So Nick off 18, me off 2, and it's quite hard to explain. I tried to explain it to Nick and we couldn't get it the first time. But it's the proximity to hole on your net approach shot. So anytime that you have a legitimate net approach shot towards the flag, we mark down how far in yards you are from the flag, and then we're going to try and work that out over the 18 holes, or like me, on the 6th where I hit it in the tall stuff. That wasn't a legitimate attempt at the green, it was just trying to gouge it out, so then knocks me down to 17 holes if I have an approach on all the others. Trying to keep score, but I'm trying to keep up. So Nick didn't get off to a great start with a blob on the first. Yeah. He has since had 2 net eagles and a net birdie, but they wasn't tapping net eagles.
No,
they
it's like
30 feet.
Yeah, it's 2 putts.
Yeah.
Del.
And I've managed 1 net par, 1 net birdie, 1 net par.
Well done.
I've managed 1 net birdie on the 4th. Had a couple good looks on 1, 2 and 3. Left it. 3 was a good one. Well, 3 at the middle of the flag and come back towards me and missed. But had chances on 1 and 2 as well from 8 yards. So what's that? Let's say 16, 20 feet. But playing quite nicely. I think I'm 1 over through 7. And like I say, I can't even count what Nick is, but 2 net eagles and a net birdie are just about put him in front, I would have thought.
I've got 15. I've got 15 points. 15
points with 2 holes to go. So it's that 19 if you 2 point in. Right, when this is over, we'll get back out, hopefully.
It's still. Run away!
Run and hide! It's coming a bit repetitive on this channel, Nick, that I follow you to a fringe of a green after you've hit one of them. Yeah, that's good.
22.
I do hope a handicap secretary ain't watching this.
Leaving next week, mate. He has to find one at Pennant.
I don't think I've ever seen you have 3 birdies in 9 holes.
How much we got on it?
Never playing you for money. Not until you're off 10. So that's through 9 holes. Were you 22 points?
With a blob.
22 points with a blob. What a joke. I'm 18 points, but that's pretty typical. I'd say whatever my average is now on proximity to pin, I'd say that's pretty average for me. I'm not someone that hits it close a lot, and I'm not someone that hits it miles away. I've missed 2 greens, and I think, well, missed a couple of greens, but mostly been putting.
You're kind of like a boring golfer, aren't you? You
yeah.
hit the green and either roll up or roll in, which is 1 or 2, isn't it?
Like, I'm one of them typical people that hits it 20 feet, 25 feet, 10 feet, but never really.
Depends how what your putter is.
Yeah, I never really hole much. Probably the one on the third's the only one that deserved to go in. I don't think I've hit any other putts that should have definitely have gone in.
No, I agree with that.
Especially that one. That one I just hit there. What bloody hell was that? So I'm not going to work it out now. I'll put up a little screen here somewhere with what we've done. But Nick's had 3 net eagles, a net birdie, 2 net birdies,
I'm gonna say a few.
and I've had 1 net birdie and the rest net pars. No, and a net and a bogey.
Not good enough, are you?
Just not good enough. That's it.
Oh God.
Sit down. Only a yard from being okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, let me get out of your way. Went out.
No, I'm quite happy.
So this is where it helps you, because with your strength you can get it out of there, but you've still got another shot until that's your net approach.
Yeah.
So get that on within 10 feet. You just walk off, didn't you?
Yeah. Again.
I swear to God,
Just annoying.
I swear to God, if you get this up and down, I'm turning the camera off and it's not coming back out.
You promise?
But the thing is like people have a go at you for your handicap, but when we play these rounds,
Yeah.
you normally play like this. As soon as you get in a comp, can't do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cannot do it.
Yeah, it's like pressure as such, isn't it?
It's almost like an anxiety, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't like playing comps,
Yeah.
and I never have. When I walk around relaxed, I can play. But the moment it gets into something serious, it's like that. It's not,
Game over, innit?
yeah, I just don't like doing it. You know, it's
So how long have you had your handicap here?
well, I've had it in 2 spells, haven't I?
Yeah. Because you broke your arm. You was off 14.
10.
You was off 10. Then you broke your arm. Didn't play for over a year.
Yeah, probably 15, 16 months.
And then you come back. They gave you put your cards in.
They gave me 21.
Gave you 21. That come down to 18. But you've been playing comps regularly for the last sort of year.
Yeah.
And I think the highest you've got is 39, averaging.
No, I had a 41, didn't I?
But averaging what, about 32, 31?
32, 33.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I say, it's always been 30 something, but it's never been.
But casual play, it's like 40s.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, which is nice.
Just need to hold on.
Struggling. Just
Fall off the side. Okay.
Oh, that's all. Didn't it? I think my head was in the air.
It's good calls. An early finish. No, not your drive, but that's the second lot of thunder, isn't it?
I think we'll have to go round, what?
Gone round, mate. Gone round. doesn't go in.
Imagine just being on the first.
I couldn't imagine being on the first.
You walk with it, it's getting harder.
Someone has turned the tap back on and it is not nice. It's just the third one we've had today.
Yeah.
So through 16, obvious that you've won on points. I'm level my handicap.
No idea what
Yeah, I'm level my handicap. But
I
you
don't know
got,
what I am, to be fair.
well, you got off to a rocky start, but you had another net birdie then, and you had some in the lead.
Yeah,
But
I had a nice 5 on 15 as well.
yeah. So on in terms of an average round, would
Yeah.
you say that you're hitting it closer than average net, or
Yeah, I think I'd say yeah, probably. I don't know. I just don't pay enough attention.
No.
At the best of times, like we know that.
yeah?
Yeah, I just sort of like amble round, don't I?
I mean, the best thing to do is just I'll wrap this up later,
Yeah.
and I'll go through and I'll make some stats out
Yeah.
of it and things like that.
Yeah, it's probably the best thing. But you probably need to do this like 2 or 3 times
Mhm.
to see exactly what goes on. Because
Yeah.
like I say, I don't think we do it enough to actually know. We know you stick it in and around the green, and we know that I'm either okay or not, or
Yeah.
blah blah blah. But like I say, it probably comes down to like I've been playing okay recently.
Yeah.
If I'm not playing okay, you know,
Yeah.
that's the sort of data you need, isn't it?
I mean, everything, all data in golf is always dependent on the person on the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like I was saying to you earlier, I watch a lot of like Mark Crossfield, for
Yeah.
example, and he says that one day he swings it one way, the next day he'll be swinging it faster,
Yeah.
or he might be swinging it slower. So,
absolutely, yeah.
but especially with golf, it'll change from round to round.
Yeah.
But as a basis, we'd say that this is one of the better ones,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and then
I'll
we'll
say.
try and do it again.
Going nowhere else that was. That was in from the moment I hit that. Well, finish.
Yeah.
3-3.
Cheers, mate.
Very well done.
Decent round there. Okay, so it's the next day now. I've gone through some stats, got some stuff on my phone just from our round yesterday. So looking at the round, total yards, so we was doing net approach, so obviously Nick gets 18 shots, I get 2 shots, so I'm stroking Nick's 2, we count it as my 3rd shot, and on Nick's we count it as every shot after his handicap. So on the par 4s it obviously be the 3rd, par 3's 2nd shot. Total yards is 151 away from the flag, and Nick's was 118. Now I worked it out as well, so that averaging that I was 26.64 feet away per hole, and Nick was averaging 20.82 feet. Now the points was interesting, so I had 18 going out, 19 coming back. Nick had 22 going out with his 3 birdies, or 3 net eagles and 2 net birdies, and then 16 coming back, only 1 net birdie and only 1 net eagle. I say only, still 4 net eagles and 3 net birdies and 18 holes. So he had 38 points, I had 37 points. So if we now look at my average when putting after my approach, so that's obviously greens in regulation and fringes as well. So a lot of my golf, this is where I get a bit confused in, should I count it as a green in regulation or should I not? So whether if I was putting after my 2nd shot, whether that be fringe or green, I was actually 89 yards away with an average of 15.69 feet. So on the 9th hole I said this, whatever my average is now on proximity to pin, I'd say that's pretty average for me. I'm not someone that hits it close a lot, and I'm not someone that hits it miles away. I've missed 2 greens, and this is backed up by this. So I said that I hit it to 20 feet, I hit it to 10 feet, 25 feet, 8 feet. I'm one of them golfers that is never really hitting it close a lot of the time. I'm someone that hits it to 2 puttable range very often. Very unlikely I'm going to putt 3 putt from 15-20 feet that often, maybe once a round, maybe once every 2 rounds. So if we actually move on to Nick now, see, Nick's is interesting because he gets a shot on every hole, and he's playing pretty well at the moment. He's averaging 4.92 feet when putting after his regulation. So if he hits a few greens in regulation, lags it up to a foot, that's pretty good. But I think the thing with Nick at the moment, he's got some new clubs. He obviously got his 18 handicap last year. Since then we've got him a 12 degree driver rather than the 9.5 degree driver, and he's changed his irons from AP2s to the new sim irons, and they've made a big difference to him. So his handicap definitely come down with this new stuff. So yeah, his average was 4.92 feet, obviously made a lot lower by the 4 net eagles, sorry, which obviously give him 0, and as you can see with the net birdies as well, they're all tapping, so that's a green in regulation, knocked it up to a yard, tapped it in. So, but what you obviously see with Nick is he has big jumps, so he has a 25 yard, 25 yards, 10 yards, 20 yards, where if you look back at mine, you see where I've got the 34 yard on the 12th, which was a missed club and a bad direction, which just ended up being bad. But other than that, I've got a 19 and an 11 yard, but other than that they're all single digits, and a lot of them are around sort of the 6 to 7 region, so that's where I gained there. Looking at Nick's recent competition, so we was talking and we said about Nick when we're playing casually, 38 with 2 blobs is pretty good, and you think, well, he obviously plays a lot lower than that. Jumped onto his how did I do, and he played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 competitions last year. Bear in mind he works some weekends, he doesn't always get a chance to play in comps. 34 points, 39 points, 30 points, 35 points, net 72, 34 points, 34 points. So although Nick at the moment is getting 42 points, 38 points, around that, obviously with the new clubs and that's obviously helping him out. But if you're looking into his results last year, they're pretty much what you'd expect for someone that plays off 18, is they'll be around that, but only going, only once has he actually beat his handicap in competition. So that's something Nick needs to work on playing in comps, is trying to relate it more to the way he plays in casual rounds. So looking at this, we've obviously got the average coming out at a difference of 5.82 feet per round on an average, which only means that Nick is 0.34 closest to me per hole. So although there's big differences, actually on an average there's very minimal. So where Nick gains on a lot of holes where he's hitting it close, on the actual over the course of a round there's not much difference. Now the only difference is that I'm obviously gaining from further back, so when Nick's handicap comes down I'll be gaining on sort of the 100 to 180 yard range. Nick, with his handicap at the moment, the way he's playing, all he has to do is be good from inside 100 yards, because he can hit it up there, get it somewhere within 100 yards, and then he just has to get down in 3 from there. So Nick at the moment is in his comfort zone, I would say, but he only has to be good from 100 yards and in, where I have to be good from 180 or 200 yards and in. So a lot of around Lamberhurst I'll have sort of yardages somewhere between 80 and 170, and where my proximity is much better than Nick's from that distance, Nick only has to be good from say 20 to 100, and if he's good from that distance most of the way round, that's where he'll get the figures from there. In conclusion, yes, there's big gains and big losses from each side. I gain at the higher end, but where Nick's handicap helps him, he gains obviously from the 100 yards and in, where I need to try and get it up and down. Nick can get it on and 2 putts. I think with this it shows that the handicaps actually work. There's only been 1 point between us. We both played pretty well. Let me know in the comments below if you think this is a fair test, if you want us to try and do this a different way. The hard thing about trying to do it without handicap is that with Nick you're going to have big jumps, so there's going to be a green in regulation, so there's going to be like the 8 feet or like the one on 9 where he hits it to a foot, but then you're also going to get the ones where he's like 100 to 120 yards out. There's going to be massive jumps, and I think that I'll spoil it a little bit, and I don't think you can compare a 2 handicapper with an 18 handicapper strike for strike. That's why we've done it with handicaps, so that you can kind of see that yes, you would expect a 2 handicapper to hit it closer a lot of the time, but if the 18 handicapper is smart with the way that he plays, and obviously plays pretty decent, then there's actually not a massive gain. It then comes down to who holds more putts. Nick holed more putts than me yesterday, but I had less stress on trying to 2 putt. Nick was getting up and down a few times where I was just sort of 2 putting. So hope you like the video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe below, and maybe give me some ideas in the comments below of another test you'd like us to do. I know some people have said that they want to try and do like a fairways kind of thing. Nick drives the ball pretty well, I drive the ball pretty well, so maybe that's something that we can look into. But as for now, thanks for watching, I'll speak to you soon, and I'll see you in the next video.